Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. This week we have a super long organizing marathon. So I do a ton of small space organization videos over here on my channel, and every once in a while I like to lump a whole bunch of them together to give you a mega motivating organizing marathon. For this marathon, we are revisiting some of my favorite organizing videos from the past couple of months. So we are organizing in my kitchen, we're organizing my son's closet, we're organizing in the nursery, and also organizing my bathroom. If you're new to my channel, I live in a smaller home. My home is about 1,100 square feet. We just bought it in July of 2021, and I'm slowly chipping away at some organization projects. And if you are watching this video, that means that my baby is here, the one I am pregnant with through all these videos. He has arrived and I am recovering from my C-section right now. There should be something for everyone in this video, so I hope it gives you a ton of organizing and cleaning motivation. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn your notification bells on so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and let's get into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This week we are completely emptying out, taking apart, decluttering, and organizing this small bedroom closet. You should consider this part one of my son's bedroom makeover. I have been doing a ton of organizing on my channel lately, so if you enjoy small space organization videos, you have come to the right place, and I hope this video motivates and inspires you to declutter and reorganize a space in your home. Before we get into the video, as I mentioned, I've been doing a ton of decluttering lately, and as the new year approaches, I know we all tend to get that itch to purge and reorganize. I donate a lot, I toss a lot, but I've recently started using Poshmark to actually sell some of the items that I'm decluttering. If you have been living under a rock, Poshmark is the leading marketplace to buy and sell fashion. You can score some really beautiful pieces from over 9,000 brands up to 70% off retail price, and you can list your own items for free and make some extra cash from home. I like to use Poshmark for my nicer pieces that I feel still have some value to them. Like, for example, I have a couple of dresses I purchased from Lulu's specifically for events that I've only worn once. One I wore to my nephew's baptism, one of these I wore to mommy and me pictures I had done with my son. I can list these pieces on Poshmark and actually earn money back for them and give them a second life with somebody else. I'm also starting to narrow down my maternity wardrobe and sell some of my nicer things that I know somebody else would appreciate more than I will, letting them just collect dust in a bin in my basement. So I've listed a really nice pair of pink blush maternity jeans and some motherhood maternity indigo blue jeans as well. You can also sell and buy things like home decor and beauty products on Poshmark. I'm listing a ton of my son's clothing. He's outgrown as well, and I would love for you guys to actually shop my closet, so I'm going to leave my username in the description box below. You can download Poshmark in the USA, Canada, Australia, and India using the link in my description box and shop from my closet or from your favorite brands. Be sure if you purchase any items from my closet that you share with me and tag me over on Instagram. I'm actually going to be listing a few items for only $3, so if you hurry on over now, you may get to snag a really great deal on some of my own personal items. Happy shopping, and thank you Poshmark for sponsoring today's video. We moved into this house in July, and we've been very slowly trying to tackle each space. Carson's room has been in desperate need of a makeover, but I felt like this closet needed to be taken care of and organized before we could do that. That way we'd have as little as possible in the way when we start painting and decorating his room. So the first thing I did was take lots of measurements, really think about what my goal was for this space and what I ultimately wanted stored in here. And then I just started shopping around for the best system to accomplish that. I ended up landing on these IKEA Alex units. My husband put one together for us, but Carson and I worked on the other, and I thought the footage of him using the drill was just too cute to not include. Once I started taking everything out of this closet, this project got a lot more complicated for me. I realized how bad of shape the space was really in, and I knew I couldn't leave it that way, and ultimately ended up having to replace everything in there, which you will see in a minute, and I'll give you close-ups of what I'm talking about. I got everything out of this closet and I'm realizing how much worse it is than I thought. So like missing trim all along the back here. Don't really know what happened with that. I don't know that I can do anything about that today, but I think I am going to have to really clean these baseboards and paint the closet, unfortunately. Wasn't really planning on that today. But as you can see, it's very bad. Yeah, definitely gonna have to figure that out at some point. It's probably not a today project, but... And then this is, I am gonna use this still as support for the shelf up here, but I got a new shelf because this one's just old and has seen better days. I didn't have a ton of painting supplies in my basement other than a few small rollers and some extra paint left from the nursery makeover, so I made do with what I had, but it was not ideal. So I just wanted to paint this closet a fresh coat of white. This made a huge difference in the overall cleanliness and brightness of the space. Eventually, all the floors and baseboards in this house are going to be replaced, so I didn't worry too much about perfecting the baseboards, but I did go over them with this white paint as well to freshen them up as much as I could, because as you could see, they were in very bad shape.
We go to New Jersey, your eyes sing, I'll be worried. You said it was nothing, but I know you get buried. The sorrow of us, the sorrow of us. How did we end up here? We used to laugh so hard. When did we stop loving, babe? When did it all go too far? We don't listen when we talk. We fight fire with fire. It's like we don't know how to talk without the flames getting higher. You hear when I hear me, yeah, nothing else in between, yeah. Try to connect without making a scene, but we don't listen when we talk. We don't listen when we talk. I know you have your reasons to yell at me.
I painted the first coat on the closet, but later that night my husband painted the second coat for me. I was very eager to get the IKEA drawer units and another fun organizing system I purchased for his door in there, and was very grateful that he stepped in to finish the painting for me so we could get those set up.
We end up here. We used to laugh so hard. When did
The system that I purchased for the back of Carson's door is from the Container Store. It's the Alpha Mesh Door and Wall Rack. This was the priciest item that I bought for this project, but well worth it. It comes with 6 mesh baskets in assorted sizes, and you can arrange them any way that works for you. This is totally renter friendly and does not need to be mounted onto the door, but you do have that option, and we did choose to do that since this is for my 4-year-old's closet and I wanted it as sturdy as possible. So we are on to day 2 of organizing this closet, and we ended up adding another shelf in here, which I just kind of painted a little bit because this was an old piece of wood that we'd actually used in Carson's closet playroom makeover, if you guys remember that from the apartment. We took it apart, we cut it up to size as best as we could, and hung that up above these for additional like baskets or toy storage or whatever. Sorry, I'm so out of breath. This is just the way I am right now, being 33 weeks pregnant. But anyway, I just touched up some of that because it was looking a little bit messy and it wasn't quite as bright of a white as everything else is in this closet. And now we have this blank slate to work with. And I think I'm going to try a different method today for organizing. So I think what I want to do is start by putting away anything I actually plan to keep, and then whatever's left after I put everything away where I want it probably means that we don't need it, or it doesn't belong in here, or it can be thrown away or whatever. So I think that's what I'm going to do, just to not overwhelm myself too bad, because his room right now is a total wreck, just full of stuff that used to be in the closet. And I just think it would make more sense for me to start by putting away the things that we actually plan to keep.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth.
I found that putting everything away that I knew I wanted to keep first was definitely the way to go for me for this project, because it narrowed down what I really didn't think we needed anymore, and it made it a lot easier for me to get rid of things. If I had tried to declutter first, I have a feeling that I would have tried to hold on to more things than I ended up holding on to, and you will see I decluttered a ton from this closet. I decided to use the top baskets for things that I didn't necessarily want Carson to be able to reach. So certain craft supplies that I don't really want him using without supervision, like paint and chalk, those things can make a huge mess. I did end up putting some of his craft supplies down lower, which you'll see later, but those are things that he uses all the time and that he doesn't really need as much supervision with. As I was putting away books into his closet, I was trying to be mindful of books that maybe are more for babies now, and I was putting those into his brother's room, and then I was also decluttering a couple of books that he had that were just destroyed and didn't have any life left in them, like pages ripped completely out, missing a ton of pages. So if I tried to do that when he was home, he definitely wouldn't have let me, and he'd try to hold on to them. So it was really good that I got this done while he was at school so that I could actually get rid of these things.
wish I could say I was finally over you.
When I put these books away on the shelf, I was trying to really think about the books that Carson likes to read the most and putting those in the front where he could see them the best, and anything that he really doesn't go for, I put towards the back. I wasn't trying to do this any really like super aesthetically pleasing way. I was just putting them back in a way that makes the most sense for us. I will say that I am putting some bookshelves into his room as part of his room makeover, but for now the books are going to be stored in his closet, and it's worked out great for us so far. My goal was to be able to completely get rid of this cube unit. I just don't feel like we have a need for it, and we've had it for a long time. It's covered in stickers. It's pretty damaged, which you obviously can't really see on camera, but I wanted to make sure that I got rid of enough things that we definitely would not need that cube unit anymore. As for the IKEA Alex units, I definitely wanted to store toys in them. We've recently started a toy rotation system, so we really don't have a lot of toys upstairs anymore, but I find that the living room can still get to be kind of a mess sometimes, and I'm trying to differentiate living space from play space, and I'm trying to encourage Carson to go play in his room a little bit more instead of in the living room. He loves to collect things like Transformers, Dino Trucks, Ninja Turtles, things like that, and all of those small figures have a tendency to just get dumped onto the floor, and I am not a big fan of bending over trying to pick them up, although he does do a good job of cleaning them up himself. The IKEA drawers are not removable, so he can't just take a drawer out and dump it now. He has to actually go through the bin and find the ones that he specifically wants to play with, and it's cut down on the mess so much.
Slow, work things out so you don't let me go. When I come real close, I don't want to get hurt, 'cause I'm not ready to give you my heart yet.
Carson has never been a big coloring book kind of person. He prefers a blank sheet of paper that he can just color on whatever he wants, but I wanted to go through his coloring books and figure out which ones were mostly already filled in and just save the ones that were pretty much empty. As I was doing all of this decluttering and organizing and putting things away in the closet, I was also making sure to clean up his room because it needed it really badly.
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? Will you let me down?
So this is how things are looking in Carson's room. We're definitely going to get rid of this cube unit. I've wanted to get rid of it for a while now, and it's covered in stickers and just taking up space, so we're finally going to get rid of this. This is actually full of Carson's new bedding that will go on once we paint his room this weekend, so that box is not going anywhere. But the closet has so much space. It's crazy what a little decluttering and reorganizing can do. Like, these are all empty still, so I can figure out what we're gonna put in there. I've only got a couple of things in here, like his animals in the top drawer. I've got some, that's empty. transformers in here. He likes to separate like these transformers from these transformers. So I've got transformers in there. I think he wanted to put his Ninja Turtles in this drawer, so put the Ninja Turtles in there. I think these are both empty. Yep. This is full of birthday cards and projects. If you guys have any idea what I should do with old birthday cards, please let me know, because I save all of them and I don't know what to do with them. But yeah, I think I'm going to figure out what else I can put in here and then make some labels for each of the drawers.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today.
I get questions sometimes about what kind of mattress Carson has that it sinks in like that, but they're just foam bed rails that I got from Amazon. They're really cheap and they just help keep Carson from rolling out of his bed. He does have a full-size bed now, but I tried taking the foam bed rails out and he rolled out like one of the first few nights that we didn't put them there. So we're gonna leave them there for now. He is only 4 years old. I don't think it's totally unreasonable for him to still have foam bed rails just to protect him, and he does have hardwood floors, so I would feel really bad if he fell out of his bed and he got hurt.
Open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. Gonna let the past be filled with smoke.
Lighting out here in the hall is so bad, but these are all the things that I'm either getting rid of, donating, selling on Poshmark, or putting downstairs into the basement. So we have a whole bunch of stuff. This is all bedding that does not fit on Carson's bed because he has a full-size bed now, and actually his brother also has a full-size bed once his crib transitions into a bed. So we are probably never going to need those. And I'm not sure if you can donate bedding, so I need to figure out what to do with that. But all of this was in his closet that we do not need in there anymore, and it feels so good to get it all out. If you're wondering what all this wood is, this is for Carson's bedroom, and it's been here for weeks and weeks, and we're finally getting to it this weekend, so the wood will not be in here and it will be where it actually belongs.
Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name. Take me to a different place, just the two of us, and we can stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who
This bin with all of his crafting supplies I got from the Container Store. I want to say it was about a year ago now. I will link that video here if you're interested. But the lid actually got broken and it's just been an open container for a while, so I thought that I would just take out some of these little subdivided containers and put them into the mesh baskets on his door organization system. That way he can just grab whatever individual bucket he wants, whether he wants to use markers, colored pencils, crayons, whatever, they're right there and accessible for him. The next thing that I wanted to do was just make some labels for the IKEA Alex drawers for what toys go into which spot, and this just makes cleaning up that much easier for anyone who's doing it because they actually know where everything belongs and things do not get as mixed up. So I'm just pulling out my Cricut Joy to do this and using the app to make some very quick labels. I had originally thought about making just black vinyl letters to put onto each drawer for these labels, but I ultimately decided to do these little stickers because they're easier to remove. So if in the future we decide to switch out one of these drawers and store something else in it, it will be easy for me to make another label for it and remove the existing one without damaging the furniture. I have a bunch of these that I made back when we lived in the apartment, and I have a bunch of these blank clips too somewhere in the basement, so I'm thinking that I might find those and try to make some more of these for the baskets on his door. So like this one actually I can put up because this can go with, you know, up here, but I could do something like that to label what goes in each one of these baskets. So I think I'm gonna look for the rest of these so that we can do that. And now just a quick reminder of what we started with and what an absolute disaster this closet was before, and the final reveal of the beautiful, brand new, fresh looking closet organization. I'm so happy with how this turned out, and Carson is too. He was absolutely thrilled when I showed him how his closet was looking and where all of his things were stored. This has been just such a breath of fresh air to have a beautifully organized closet in his room. That is it for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed this extreme closet declutter and reorganize. Do not forget, you can download Poshmark in the USA, Canada, Australia, and India using the link in my description box and shop from my closet or from your favorite brands. Again, be sure to tag me on Instagram if you buy anything from my closet, and follow me over there if you don't already. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next week for another one.
My best friend didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you, you and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. This week we are doing an extreme pantry organization. We don't have a big proper pantry closet, but we do have this tall cabinet that we use for our pantry, and it is a complete disaster. This is a space that has never been organized since we moved into this house in July of 2021, and it shows. I'm going to take you all step by step with me as we completely transform this small pantry and share all my tips for a more functional space along the way. If you enjoy cleaning and organizing videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and let's get into it.
Where did it begin? Where did it end? Hanging on loose strings, unable to bend. I never listened, trying to prove it. Just like
For this organization project, Elo has so kindly sponsored this video, and these beautiful pantry containers are truly the star of the show today. We are going to unbox and wash these canisters and get them ready to use. These airtight pantry canisters were perfect for my small space. I don't want to spoil too much for the rest of the video, but the key for me with these canisters is their non-slip design. The protective non-slip silicone base keeps the canisters in place for carefree stacking. I was able to utilize so much vertical space in my pantry simply because these canisters stack on top of each other, and I don't have to worry that they're going to slip and slide around and fall off. They stay in place perfectly. I also love their airtight lids. These are no joke. You can actually feel how tight the seal is as you're putting the lids on, and this will help your foods to stay fresh so much longer. These are perfect for anything from baking essentials like sugar and flour, to snacks like pretzels and cookies, to other staples like rice and pasta. They come in so many different sizes, and as an added bonus, they're beautiful to look at with their bright colors. Another thing I appreciate about these canisters is that they come with already made labels, and if you can't find the label you're needing, they also come with blank ones too, so that you can simply write out what's going inside of it and it still matches the other labels. You can totally skip the step of making labels yourself and keep the organization process super simple and fast. I always love to start off the new year decluttering and organizing. My pantry clearly needed it, and this transformation just would not have been possible without these canisters from Ello. You will see them in action throughout this video, and of course, the major difference they made in my final reveal. I will have a link in my description box below where you can shop the Ello Airtight Pantry Perfection canisters, and I just want to say a big thank you to Ello for sponsoring this video.
We watch the sun go down.
When you are washing canisters like this, you want to be really careful that you don't get water inside of the seals of the lids. So I did wash the seals of the lids, but I did it very, very carefully just to be sure that water didn't get trapped under there, because that could be a disaster for what you're trying to store in the container.
But I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night.
If you are wondering, I am 38 weeks pregnant as I was filming this video and doing the voiceovers. So this was actually my last video that I had planned to film before baby. So if you do not already follow me over on Instagram, then definitely make sure that you go do that, because whenever he is born, which he is not here yet as of right now when I'm doing these voiceovers, that is where you are going to see him first.
But all the fun times we had, I'll never forget. We will always share a bond, no matter what.
I had a couple of other containers that I pulled out from my basement, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use them or not, but I did want to use them just to actually take the food from my pantry to my table to make it a little bit easier for myself in the organization process. So I'm washing those out as well, just because they've been sitting in my basement for a while.
For the last time.
Once all of my canisters were clean, I did go ahead and dry them because I wanted to be able to use them right away, and I'm super impatient. Now we're going to work on taking everything out of the pantry so we can sort it, categorize it, and get rid of any expired foods or foods I know at this point we are just never going to eat. This pantry was so out of control that it was impossible to see what was in the back of each shelf, so there was plenty of forgotten about or expired food that was just taking up space.
I got this picture in my closet. It's gathering dust right now, and the edges have been folded once or twice. It doesn't look the same no more, 'cause the sun is...
What was really funny about getting this pantry space completely emptied is that I realized I had an outlet in there that I never knew I had. That's how bad things were, that I didn't even know there was an electrical outlet inside of the pantry. But now we are going to wipe out all of the shelves and just get them nice and clean. You definitely don't want to put everything back into a dirty space. While it's empty, you might as well go ahead and clean.
And if I close my eyes, I can almost hear your song. A picture of you. A picture of you. And I remember every day that I spent with you. The look you had.
I have very limited counter space in my kitchen, so I felt like it was a lot easier for me to sort everything and categorize it on my dining room table, where I could really see everything in front of me and I wouldn't have anything else in my way like I do on my kitchen counters.
From that time is a picture of you. I could talk to you for hours and we stay up all night. And when morning came, we make breakfast in bed. I don't know why I threw away what we had. What's wrong with me? I don't know why I threw it all away.
A pantry does not need to be picture perfect in order to function. Organization is personal and you should always organize in the way that works best for you. I have not had an organized pantry in 6 or 7 months, honestly, maybe longer, and this was much needed. I was surprised that I didn't end up having more food waste than I actually ended up having, but keeping things organized in your pantry will definitely help to reduce that. When you can actually see what you have, it makes planning for grocery trips easier and keeps you from buying things that you may already have that maybe were just buried in the mess of it all.
And I remember every day that I've spent with you. The look you had upon your face when I said goodbye. Did you ever stop?
Had an apple because I was starving, but this is where we're at. So I've got everything organized pretty much by category just to make it a little bit easier for me. So I have teas right here. I need to actually check and see if any of those are expired because they might be. These are actually a bunch of rejects from Stonewall Kitchen. So we know somebody that works for Stonewall Kitchen, and these were rejected because the labels were printed incorrectly. So we were gifted all of these. The labels were just either printed slightly incorrectly or placed on wrong. So nothing wrong with the food inside of them. They're just labeled poorly. So that was fun to get all of those, and it's nice to like try some different things that I've never tried before. Here we have nuts, balsamic vinegar. I don't really know what to categorize that as. A ton of rices right here, and then crackers. Over here is pretty much just all snacks, and then that is granola. We have like pastas and sauces right here, pastaroni. I love this angel hair pasta with herbs. It's like one of my guilty pleasures is this pastaroni. And then we also have a bunch of macaronis, and then we have some cake mix. These are iron supplement cookies that I was trying, and honestly I'm not a big fan of them, so I might see on my local Facebook group if any expecting moms that are iron deficient like I am want to take these from me. And then we've got breakfast, so pancake and waffle mix, 2 different types of syrup. We do not refrigerate our maple syrups. I know there's like kind of a big debate over that, but we don't, and we go through it pretty quickly, and I've never had like mold or anything. And then we just have a ton of oats. So I'm going to
figure out what I want to store in my new containers. And this is like the most exciting part for me because it's so satisfying to fill up these containers.
I did end up using a couple of those containers that I had already had just sitting in my basement, and I really only used them just to keep things together. So like I had a bunch of individual rice bags that I wanted to keep together, so I just put all of those in one container, and then I did end up using a couple of them to also transport food back over to my pantry, and I wasn't necessarily leaving the food inside of them.
You said he was nothing, but I know you get buried. The sorrow of us.
I found these clips of me filling up all of my containers to be oddly satisfying. I don't know why, so you guys will have to let me know in the comments below if you also find clips like this to be a little bit satisfying to watch.
Loving, babe, when did it all go too far? We don't listen when we talk. We fight fire with fire. It's like we don't know how to talk.
Like I mentioned earlier, I did not have as much food waste as I thought I was going to, but just getting rid of all this bulk packaging and getting everything into these containers made such a huge difference in how much I was able to actually fit into my pantry. So instead of having 2 containers full of peanuts, I was able to consolidate all of them into one container, and then instead of having 2 to 4 bags of granola, I was able to consolidate them into containers, eliminating the big bag of pretzels. And then also I had a box of bunny grams, and that box is huge, but there's not that many bunny grams actually in the box, so it fit into a much smaller canister, and it just makes so much more sense, and everything fits way better into my pantry than it did before.
How did we end up here? We used to laugh so hard. When did we stop loving, babe? When did it all go too far? We don't listen when we talk. We fight fire with fire. It's like we don't know how to talk without the phrase getting higher. You hear when I mean, yeah.
Something that I like to do sometimes is save the instructions that come on the packaging. So for example, the pancake and waffle mix that I had, I wanted to make sure I kept the recipes that were on either side of that bag. So I actually cut those recipes off the sides of that bag and placed them in a Ziploc bag and stuck them inside of the canister.
Don't ask me to leave, 'cause I wanna stay. We don't listen when we talk. We fight fire with fire. It's like we don't know how to talk without the phrase getting higher. You hear when I mean, yeah. Nothing else.
I just could not get over how pretty and colorful all of these canisters looked, all filled up, so I wanted to make sure I included a clip of that before I go ahead and start to label them. Like I mentioned earlier, the Elo canisters actually do come with labels that are already made for you, so it was really quick and easy for me to label all of these canisters, and then I did just have a couple that I wrote out myself because they did not come with those labels specifically.
I've seen those faces, I've heard all the lies, but you ain't gazing on someone in denial. 'Cause you want dollar bills right now, but you gotta work real hard. I know you want it to be easy, so let your guard down. And I said,
So now for the fun part, we are going to put everything back into the pantry and get it all put back together, and I will show you guys the before and after because it's crazy. But the key here for me was just making sure that everything was categorized and sorted, so when I was putting it back into the pantry it actually made sense. I tried to keep everything that we use on a more regular basis up on the top shelf, and then the second shelf down was mostly the canisters from Ello. The third shelf was for all of Carson's snacks. He knows that he has a snack shelf, so that shelf just pretty much always has belonged to him. And then on the bottom was anything that we don't use quite as often because it can be a little bit tricky to get down there to get things out.
And I said,
Here is a quick overview of how bad our pantry was before. It was truly a complete disaster. It was not functional at all, and you could honestly hardly even see what was in there. And here is after. It is such a major improvement. This is not picture perfect, but it is pretty close to it with the space that I was given to work with, and we have been so happy that this project was done, and especially before baby comes and things get a lot more complicated in our lives, at least our pantry is not a total disaster anymore. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some motivation and some inspiration to maybe tackle a disorganized space in your home. If you enjoy small space organization videos, then definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel because I have a ton more of these planned for 2022. Once again, I want to say thank you to Ello for sponsoring this video, and don't forget to click the link in my description box below so you can shop Ello products for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
Abstract, yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are doing some kitchen organizing. We just moved into this house in July and I have yet to organize anything at all, so we're diving in today to see how much I'm able to get done. I bought only 2 new things for this video. Everything else I already had. Anything I can link for you down below, I will. All of this is going to be renter friendly because although I own now, I still think it's important to help all my renters out because I know how tough that can be. So if you need some organizing motivation or some organizing ideas, make sure you stay tuned. We are keeping this video very simple. I know typically I try to come up with kind of unique ways to organize, but I like to think of this one as super basic and sort of a preliminary organization before I go back in and do it all again. We have to figure out the best place for things, if the way I have everything sorted is working, that type of thing, for a while before I go ahead and kind of finalize it with a bigger organization. These are all the things that I'm starting off with today to organize. I just grabbed anything and everything from in my basement that I thought might be useful or that I used in my kitchen before. So I'm just gonna pick and choose a couple of things from all of this to try and get some organizing done. If you're wondering why my kitchen looks a little bit crazy in this video, it's because we were in the middle of getting ready for new appliances to arrive. So we had to rip down some cabinets, and then also we were covering up our tile floors with these peel and stick floor planks. The first area that we're starting off with is the utensil drawer. So of course I'm going to just take every single thing out of it so I can see the space that I'm working with, and I'm going to clean it out. I'm using an organizer that I actually used to have from my old house way back in the day that didn't fit in my apartment, and now I can fit it in this drawer here. So I'm going to use it because I just really liked this one. I like that I can separate out the spoons and the forks by size, which seems like a really silly thing to care about, but I don't know, I just like it. So I will link this one down below if I can find it. It is an adjustable organizer, and it does come with another piece to it that I didn't end up attaching, and I think it was from Bed Bath & Beyond, so if I can find it I'll link it, and if not I'll put something similar. I wanted to add this disclaimer in here because I know I will get comments about it. I know that my kitchen is not the smallest kitchen ever, and I'm calling this a small kitchen organizing video. That's because I'm trying to reach the people who do have really small kitchens, because I've been there and I really just want to help give some ideas for people who have a small space. Under my kitchen sink has been an absolute wreck since we moved in, and it's been driving me crazy, but I haven't had time to really go through it and just figure out what I actually needed down there. Also, we have a garbage disposal in this house, and that makes it really tricky to put any sort of organizer under my sink because nothing fits, and you'll see that in a minute. I end up having to put in something kind of crooked, and it does bother me. I don't know if it's going to bother you guys too, but it for sure bothers me. So I'm still on the hunt for a better system for under my sink, but at least for now, I just wanted to take everything out and kind of redo this, and also cover up all the stains that were at the bottom of this cabinet using some of that non-slip liner.
I know you don't wanna talk, but just pick up the phone. We could go for a walk.
I think I got this non-slip liner from Target, but I'm not 100% sure. I've had it for a long time, so I barely bought anything new for this video at all, and I just happened to find this in a box while we were unpacking, and I was really happy because we have a ton of cabinets in this kitchen that just really have seen better days, and I'd rather just cover them up than have to look at the stains. I love these stackable sliding drawers for under the sink, and this one clearly does not fit because of the garbage disposal and the pipes, but I'm hoping I can find something a little bit smaller that does the same thing. I just feel like this works really well for me, having this system and being able to just pull out a drawer as opposed to having to bend down and climb practically into my cabinet to grab something. So hopefully I can find something a little bit smaller that works better pretty soon, but at least for now this is fine. When I'm organizing and I'm trying to decide where to put things or what order to put things, I will think about how often I actually use something, and whatever I use the most often will go in the front or the space that is the easiest to access. And anything that I don't use as often, I will just kind of put in the back or in a system that maybe is a little bit more tricky. Like for example, I'm going to use a rising shelf right here, and sometimes it can be harder to reach the things that are in the back or underneath it. So if I don't use them that often, then it's totally fine that they're more difficult to reach because I'm much less likely to grab them on a regular basis. Under my sink is by no means perfect, but it definitely looks a lot better than it did before, and it has been much more functional for us. I have found this corner cabinet to be very tricky, and I'm just honestly not sure what I actually want to store in here. It has a lot of space, but it's just very deep and it's kind of awkward for me to reach things. So I'm still trying to figure that out, but for now I wanted to at least get everything sorted into bins. It will make it a lot easier for me when I'm trying to grab something to slide out a bin as opposed to trying to search through all of the mess to figure out where something is or figure out what I have. So I'm just going to separate out all of my spices. So baking things will go into one bin, and spices for cooking and things like that will go into another bin. And I got all of these bins from the Dollar Tree, so I'm not able to link them down below, but that is where I found them if you're looking for something similar. For me, this is very much a temporary solution, but it does work for now, and it does help me to just get things sorted out and make it a little bit easier for me when I'm trying to grab things. This bin right here, I'm just using to fill up with snacks that were laying on my countertops and driving me crazy. Some of these snacks are things that I just don't want my son to be able to reach all the time, so I don't want to put them in my pantry. So I felt like a bin made more sense, and I'm just going to put that on top of my fridge for now. This cabinet here is very awkward. It's tall and slim. It already had an organizer in it from the previous owner, so I just wanted to take it out and clean out the cabinet a little bit, which as you can see was kind of tricky. And then I'm going to end up putting my baking sheets and things in there, but I was trying out a couple of different things before I figured out what worked, which is very typical for me when organizing. I can put things in and take them out and put things in and take them out over and over again before I finally make a decision about what belongs there. But the next thing that we're going to do is put away all of my pots and pans that I had yet to fully unpack since moving in. So I got this over the door lid organizer from the Container Store, and I didn't take the label off because I wanted to make sure that it worked before I fully committed to owning this product. So for now, it has been really good. I can't say for sure that it's like my favorite system I've ever done for organizing lids. If you guys have seen my other videos, I have some other ideas that I think I liked better, but it does work. And if you are looking for a very simple and easy way to organize your lids, then these will work for sure.
You said it was nothing, but I knew you get buried in the sorrow of us, in the sorrow of us. How did we end up here? We used to laugh so hard. When did we stop loving, babe? When did it all go too far?
This is another cabinet that is very difficult for me to figure out what to put in it. It's just kind of awkward. I've always wanted like the Lazy Susan, and now I don't really know what to do with it. So if you guys have any suggestions of what's a good thing to put in there, then let me know down below. But for now, I have a ton of serveware in there, and I decided to also move our containers down there. So the ones that we use for leftovers or lunches, just made more sense for me to put them down below because they're glass, and I would really rather not have one fall out and hit somebody in the head. But now we're going to focus on this drawer that I was using for kitchen towels, but I felt like it made more sense to make it a junk drawer. We had a ton of stuff accumulating on our countertops, and I can't stand that. So I just feel like they needed a home. So I have an old organizer from way back in my old house that was also from Bed Bath & Beyond that I really like. and I'm just going to use that to try and sort everything out so that we actually have a junk drawer and a space for all of the miscellaneous kitchen items to go.
How did we end up here? We used to laugh so hard. When did we stop loving, babe? When did it all go too far? We don't listen when we talk. We fight fire with fire. It's like we don't know how to talk without the flames getting higher.
Here we have yet another awkward cabinet that I don't know what to do with, so if you guys have any suggestions, make sure you let me know. I did originally try to put pots and pans in here, but it was just not working. There was not enough space, and it was just kind of awkward, so I'm going to put all of my baking supplies in there for now. And there really was no rhyme or reason for this. I was just trying to make everything fit as best as possible. But again, if you guys have any better ideas, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Like I said, this is very much a preliminary organization just to get everything unpacked and try to figure out a home for it, but this does not necessarily mean this is where everything is going to stay. Nothing is ever final, everything can be changed. I just needed to get everything initially organized and just figure out what works for us before I do like a full-on organization project. These bins were from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just using them to put any of the more dangerous utensils that I don't want laying around. We do have a 4-year-old, and I worry about him grabbing something really sharp, and we also have a baby on the way, so just want to make sure everything is child-proofed as much as possible. So I'm sorting all those kind of dangerous utensils and putting them up high where the kids cannot reach them. The next space that we're going to work on is where we put all of our bowls and cups. I wanted to separate everything out that was for children and put it into a separate cabinet because there just was not enough room for everything in this one cabinet and it just looked way too cluttered. So I'm going to go ahead and take all the kids' things out of there and then reorganize everything that actually belongs in this cabinet. I like to use shelf risers in cabinets like this, and I'm sure that if you've seen my other organizing videos, you know that. So I'm using one here just to add a little bit more vertical space. And again, anything that I can find, I will link in my description box below if you're looking for something similar. This is the cabinet that I picked to put like the children's dinnerware and cups and things like that in, but I'm sure that once the baby comes and we have maybe things like bottles and eventually we have like baby feeding supplies and stuff, this may not work, but at least for now, this is a solution. This was a few days later, but I wanted to show you guys, we got some of our new appliances in. So we got our dishwasher, our floors were almost complete. They look pretty good for 2 people who have no idea how to do floors. And then also our new stove came in. So we're still waiting for our fridge and our microwave, but very excited to have some new appliances. And now I'm going to show you just some cereal organizers that I got off of Amazon. I wanted to include this because these cereal organizers were actually pretty affordable and they were very good quality, so I was pretty excited about them. I want to say that the set of 6 was like $30, which is really not bad if you compare to cereal containers from like Target or the Container Store or Bed Bath & Beyond. I felt like this was a pretty good deal. And it also came with a measuring cup, it came with labels, and it came with a little chalk marker so you can write out what's in each of the containers. And I'm of course going to give these a really good wash. I wanted to make sure that I included this because I don't want you guys thinking that I just pulled these out of a box from Amazon and just put my food right into them, because I would not do that and you should never do that. Definitely always clean the things that you get to store food in before you actually use them. Now we're just going to go ahead and fill up all of those cereal containers now that they are clean and dry. And no, we don't have the healthiest cereals ever to select from at the moment, and that's because my 4-year-old picked out the majority of them. So don't judge me. I am definitely going to try to get him on some healthier cereals, but for now I just gotta let him live. But that is it for this week's video and for this portion of my kitchen organizing series that I'm going to be starting back up now that we're living somewhere else. So not only do I need to organize this kitchen, but I also need to organize the kitchen when we make it over, which is coming soon. So if you're interested in seeing our kitchen makeover, then definitely make sure you subscribe and you turn on your notification bells so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back again next week for another one.
There's something about your face, can't stop looking your way. What do you do to me? You make it hard to breathe. Ooh. I'm tired of the people that talk about nothing, and I'm not wasting this moment. Even though I know that letting you go would be crazy. Thinking, no, I want you for myself. I don't need anybody else when I leave this place.
It is late to start filming. The lighting could be pretty bad, but we're gonna see what we can do. We're going to be organizing the inside of this dresser and then also the inside of this cabinet here, which is from Modular Closets. If you guys didn't see the nursery makeover video, I shared more about that in that video, but it is a beautiful piece of furniture and I'm very excited to organize it. Also, this guy didn't come in time for the nursery video and he's so cute. He came from like Russia, which I didn't realize. I was ordering something from Russia, so it took a really long time. I got him from Etsy, but he was worth the wait. He's very cute.
Leave everyone behind, you're all I think about. I'm tired of the people that talk about nothing, and I'm not wasting this moment. Even though I know that letting you go would be crazy.
Here is a quick overview of how this space looked before we get to organizing it. There was no rhyme or reason. A lot of things were just thrown into a drawer to get them out of the way. We are going to take everything out of every drawer and start totally fresh, as with any KonMari style declutter and organize. We're also going to get everything out of its bulky packaging and put back in a system that makes sense for me. We are going to be using the IKEA Scub drawer dividers to subdivide out drawers. I love these because they're inexpensive and they can be arranged any which way that works for you. Organization is totally personal, and what makes sense for me may not make sense for someone else, and you'll see me do a lot of organizing and reorganizing throughout this video. I left that footage in there to keep this as realistic as possible because we definitely do not all get it right the first time.
Thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight 'cause I am falling. I'm so deep down, and it's not a lie that I die. I can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes.
Before I could get to dumping everything out onto the floor or into the crib or on the changing table that was in all of these drawers, I wanted to get all of these diapers put away. I knew that I was going to put them in the bottom drawer of this cabinet, so I figured I would just do it right then and there. These are actually all diapers that I had left over from when my son was a baby, and I kept them in this vacuum storage bag, which, by the way, I do not recommend these. They don't last. The vacuum storage leaks, and so eventually it just fills back up with air, but that's besides the point. But this bedroom is very tiny, so I didn't have a lot of room to work, and I just needed to get these diapers out of the way so that I had some more floor space.
Yeah, I can carry all that you've got. Two heavy hearts is not a lot. I will put out all of the fire. We stumble and fall. And it's not a lie.
All of these diapers were size 2, so we should be good on size 2 diapers for a very long time. If I remember correctly, my first son, he did not last in size 1 very long because he was a very big baby, so I feel like we were in size 2 for quite a while. So we will see if this one is anything like his brother and he ends up being a really big boy and he goes through size 1 very quickly.
I'll be your light.
Now we're going to actually empty out every single drawer, like I said, with any KonMari declutter and organize. That is typically what you start with first. Just get everything out and in front of you so you can see what you're working with and how much space you have to work with as well. I didn't really have a proper intro to this video, so I'm going to take a second to introduce myself. If you are new to my channel, my name is Catherine. I am married and I have one little boy named Carson. He's 4 years old and we're actually 33 weeks pregnant with our second baby boy. We're very excited to welcome him into our family. I post a ton of cleaning and organizing videos on my channel. I especially like small space organizing videos because we do live in a small house. So if that's something that you're interested in, then definitely make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn your notification bells on so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I do prefer to fold all of my clothes in the filing method so that you can really see what's in front of you without having to dig into a pile of clothing and ruin all of the folding that you've done. So that's my preferred way to fold, but it was really difficult for me, not gonna lie. While I was filming this video, I found that all of the newborn, like baby clothes, were just so small, and I'm so not used to folding this type of clothes, and I had such a hard time getting them the way that I wanted them. So if it looks like I'm having a hard time throughout this video, that is because I was. So I may need to look up some YouTube tutorials on properly folding little tiny baby clothes using the filing method because this was a struggle. If you missed my nursery transformation video, I was so proud of this video and YouTube just totally tanked it. So if you guys are interested in watching, transformations, makeovers, I do those sometimes on my channel, and my nursery one in particular it's probably honestly my favorite video that I have on my channel of all time. I'm so proud of it, and we worked very hard on the baby's room. It is a complete transformation. It's actually crazy, and I can't believe that it is the same room that it started as. But I will link it in the cards of this video right here, as well as in the description box if you missed it. As I was folding all of this clothing, I was trying to keep it all kind of in certain categories. So I had all of the newborn stuff together, all of the 0 to 3 month stuff together. I was trying to keep, sleepers separate from onesies, separate from bath towels, separate from, I had some 6 to 9 month clothes thrown in there. So I was just trying to keep it all as organized as possible, but you will see that I will put them into one of the scub organizers and then maybe decide later that I don't want that size for it and switch it out, maybe change the way that I had folded them all together. This definitely took me a lot of time and a lot of patience to figure out a system that was going to work for me, but ultimately it did all work out for me in the end.
So much more than this. So
My first baby was almost 10 pounds, so I would imagine that his brother is probably going to be a similar weight. We will see what happens when he comes out, but I'm a little bit, I'm expecting to have a big baby again. So I don't have a ton of newborn clothes because my first son didn't wear them for very long at all, and he was in 0 to 3 month pretty much from the get-go. So I do have some newborn stuff. You'll see I have like one scub drawer divider full of newborn things, but otherwise most of this stuff was 0 to 3 months because I'm just anticipating another big boy. And a lot of this is actually clothes that was my first son's when he was born, but the only issue I have is that they're actually born in totally opposite seasons. So my firstborn, Carson, was born in July in the summer months, and this baby is coming in January in the dead of winter. So it's definitely difficult to find things in all of the newborn clothes or the 0 to 3 month clothes that I have because they are for totally different seasons. But I did the best that I could, and this baby is probably going to live in onesies and sleepers for the first several months of his life, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Read through the games that you keep playing on me. Still I can't get over you. 'Cause when we touch it feels like we're like fireworks that burst into the sky.
I did not film the decluttering process of baby clothes, and that is because I did it all in my basement where my laundry is located, and the lighting down there is just terrible, so it would not have worked out. But before I had actually folded all of this clothes and put it away, it is all freshly washed, and I did do a major declutter of the clothing that we already had. The day that I filmed this video, I woke up with a major craving for Cadbury chocolate in particular. I have no idea where this came from. So if you see me carrying around a bag of the Cadbury Snowball chocolates that they came out for this Christmas season, then just ignore it. We're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Now we're going to start putting things away into the drawers finally. So as you can see, these scub drawer dividers are great because you can arrange them any way that works for you. So I put them in there and then kind of rearranged them the way that I felt like would work best. I wanted to keep everything that I could possibly need for baby while he is on the changing table, because obviously I would never walk away and leave him on the changing table. So having everything convenient and right there in arm's reach is perfect.
Aren't you tired of the drama? You use your words like they are knives. I don't need that type of drama and trying to be tough all the damn time. You try to make yourself.
In the two middle drawers, I put mostly 0 to 3 month clothes, and then at the very bottom I did put a couple of the bigger items that I had, but I wanted to reserve this drawer over on the top right for things that I would need, like I said, while he is on the changing table so that they are easily accessible, and we're going to organize that in a minute.
Looking at me so cold. Get over yourself, are you for real?
These are all a bunch of baby things that I've accumulated, mostly from Amazon. So I'm just going to go through them all, open them up, get them out of the packaging. I want to make sure that they are readily available to me when I do need them. There's nothing worse than trying to fiddle with a bunch of packaging and rip something open when you need something in that instant and your baby is fussy or maybe sick or something. So I just wanted to make sure everything was already conveniently taken out of its packaging and ready to go. In this drawer, I wanted to focus on, again, keeping things that I would need when baby is laying on his changing table, maybe after bath time. So I put some lotion, some extra diapers, some wipes. There's a couple binkies that I do need to still boil before I give them to him. I've got like a little thermometer, some boogie wipes, some, ear, nose picker type devices. But again, just keeping everything as convenient as possible for myself and baby. I got these little wooden signs off of Amazon and I thought they were really cute, and I think I'm going to use them for baby's monthly pictures for his first year. I did this with Carson as well, and I just think they're so cute to look back on. I'll link those in my description box if you're looking for something similar.
Look into each other's eyes.
Now we're just going to sort through everything that is sitting on top of the changing table and try to figure out where its home is, where it belongs. There were a couple of things that still needed to be washed, so I just kind of threw those into a laundry basket. But for the most part, I was opening up packaging and getting everything put away where it belongs.
So all that's left is you and me. I can promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream.
Now we're going to work on putting things in the rest of the drawers. So the first thing that I did was empty out a box of bulk wipes that I had bought from Amazon. I do like the Amazon just unscented wipes. They're pretty affordable compared to other brands and they work perfectly fine in my experience. And then I'm putting away some extra blankets and sheets. We may or may not end up using these, but these were from when Carson was a baby, so I wanted to get those into one of the drawers. And then finally in the top cabinet, we have so much space in here that I don't even know what to do with it, but I had some formula samples that I just figured I would put away into this cabinet for now. We do plan to nurse, but you never know if you may end up needing formula, so it's good to have on hand just in case. And then I also had some blocks I didn't know what to do with that I put away. I'll also end up putting some books into this cabinet, so it's kind of like a catch-all for now, but I think down the road having this storage space is going to be amazing. Especially given how small baby's room is, we could use all of the storage that we can get.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy.
The next thing that I wanted to do was hang up some bookshelves that I purchased from Amazon. These were really affordable. I want to say that the 2-pack was like $19 when I bought it, so not bad at all. And I like the natural wood color because it goes really well with the rest of the room. So I had my husband put these up for me just because it just makes my life easier to give a job to somebody else. So he is going to quickly put these bookshelves together and hang them up where I wanted them.
Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. Other second chances.
This little nook here in the closet seems kind of like an awkward place to put them, but I think it worked out perfectly. And I like that I put them down low so that when baby is big enough and he's moving and walking around, he can go over and pick out a book himself. And I just think that this was a good use of closet space in such a small room.
Don't be shy, we'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry.
We had this bin full of books sitting in the basement, so these are seasonal books or just baby books, and I'm taking out all the Christmas books because it is the Christmas season, so I'm going to take those out so Carson and I can start reading them. But I also wanted to separate all of the baby books out so that I could get them put into the new bookshelves. Some people like to organize their books maybe by like colors of the rainbow or just some specific way to make them look super pretty. I did try a little bit to make them look, I guess, aesthetically pleasing, but at the same time, they're just baby books. It's not that big of a deal if they don't look like a perfect piece of decor. They're really for function because I love reading to my babies, and I think that this little guy is going to love reading probably just as much as his big brother. And now we're going to walk around and look at all of the finished spaces. So first of all, we have these beautiful new bookshelves. I think they are the perfect addition to the nursery, and I'm very happy with them. I have all of my swaddle blankets. For right now, my Doppler is also in there. I have a couple rattles, some binkies in this drawer. In the next drawer down, I have all of the extra blankets that I was referring to earlier. These used to be Carson's. And then in the third drawer down, I have all the wipes as well as a bath towel for baby. I think I'm probably going to need to get at least 1 or 2 more of those. And then in the bottom drawer, as you guys saw earlier, it is full of size 2 diapers. So we should be good on size 2, I think. I love seeing all of the baby clothes and a lot of Carson's old baby clothes ready to go in the drawers. It feels like I am really prepared for baby and ready for him to come. It's still a little bit too early, but I cannot wait for him to be here. He's going to be here in the middle of January, so if you guys are not already following me on Instagram, then make sure that you do that because that is the first place that you are going to see him after he's born. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some organizing motivation. Maybe if you have a really small nursery or a small kid's bedroom, hopefully this helps you. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new. Next week we have a huge small closet, clean, declutter, and organize that I am very excited for. So make sure that you come back again next week for another video.
Can't find a time where I can tell ya what I feel now. Been biting my tongue for a while. The words just wanna come out. I'm too afraid to be rejected. It's so expected. I feel like I'm out of my mind, but I know I can't deny you. I am so alienated. Sitting on planet X. I'm becoming the person I've hated. Wonder what will happen next. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like a charge around us that just feels right. Can't get my head around it. I can't.
Alright guys, the struggle is real. I am almost 36 weeks pregnant and it's the day for Christmas. Everything's a mess. I really don't know where this video is going. I know that I want to do some organizing, maybe some cleaning, we'll see, but working with this big belly here. I am out of breath, I'm tired, I have a headache. It's gonna be rough, but we're gonna get through it and try to get some stuff done before this baby gets here in just a couple of weeks. I have less than 4 weeks left, so getting down to the wire. I'm so ready for him to be out. They're not a part of the video. They're just sitting on here, but these were a Christmas gift yesterday and I cannot wait to use them. These are like I guess shapewear, support wear for postpartum. by Belly Bandit. I'm very excited for those to get my body back, hopefully, we'll see. But this is what I'm gonna use today. So this is just a makeup organizer that I asked for Christmas because right now, all of my makeup and everything I use to get ready is in this drawer and it is not working. This is a disaster. I can't find anything. It's impossible to organize because this drawer is very small and I just have too much stuff. So I need to go through this, declutter a little bit, and organize inside of this makeup organizer. Anyway, I was interrupted for goldfish, so goldfish has been found. But this has all different compartments in it. I didn't want something that was just open because I felt like if it was just an open space, it would be just as difficult as this drawer is. And this also I can just take out of the bathroom and I can store in the closet right outside of the bathroom, so that way it's not taking up space in this drawer, and that frees up some space for maybe some other things. So yeah, we are going to take all this apart and I'm so excited to actually have everything sorted, and it will make getting ready a lot easier for me.
Like with any organization project, I'm going to start by completely emptying out the space that I'm working with. And initially, I had just been taking everything out and placing it right onto my bathroom sink to organize, but that was not working. So I ended up grabbing a bin so that I could bring it out to my dining room and organize it on my table where I could sit down and I could really look at everything and not feel so cramped.
It's like I waited all my life, so happy that I found you. Paper thin. I haven't always been this shy, but haven't felt this in a while now. So sad when we are apart. If you leave, you break my heart. I need you to need me too. Stay with me when it's getting dark.
Like I said, I wanted to film this or organize all of this on my dining room table, but my dining room table was covered in junk. This was filmed the day after Christmas, so I had stuff absolutely everywhere that needed to be put back where it belongs or find a place for it. The table needed to just be cleaned off. So before I could even get to the organization, we're going to take a couple of minutes to clear off the space that I'm going to be working on. I recently got these placemats. I think they were from Crate and Barrel. I think they were from Crate and Barrel, and they're just easy wipe placemats, and I really like them because they protect my table. So if we have hot food or something on the table, it's not going to burn the table. But they're also just like really easy to clean, which is one of my favorite things about them. So I will link them in my description box below if you guys are looking for something similar.
Felt this in a while now. So sad when we are apart. If you leave, you break my heart.
Now we are going to get to organizing and decluttering all of my makeup. So back in the day, I never would have wanted to do this. I never would have wanted to put my makeup into a makeup bag like this and not have it just sitting on my countertop where I could reach it. But this has actually been working out awesome for me so far. It takes me so much less time to get ready in the morning because I'm not just sifting through a drawer that is full of stuff and not able to find anything. I know where everything is now because of the way that I organized this. Eventually, we are having renovations done to our house, and our bedroom is turning into a bathroom. We're putting on an addition for our bedroom, and then at that point, I'll have a big bathroom with a double vanity and all the storage space. But for right now, I have to make do with what I have, and this solution has really worked well for me so far.
Why is it so hard to be? Why is it so hard to be honest? To be honest. Why is it so hard to be? Why is it so hard to be honest? To be honest. Why is it so hard to just be honest?
This video ended up being kind of all over the place, so if you guys keep on watching, you're going to see me finish up organizing the bathroom. We're going to do a couple more little organization things in there. There's also some cleaning motivation, and then right at the very end of the video, I'm giving you a sneak peek of Carson's bedroom makeover. His bedroom makeover is a long time coming, and it's going to be a very slow process, but I wanted to make sure that I included the footage that I have so far for those of you who are interested.
You keep me wondering, is our love strong? Just like a love song, baby, it's haunting me. Don't know what you're thinking, it's like I'm sinking deep underwater.
Okay, so this is how I've decided to organize it. So I've got brushes up here. I have more brushes than this. Probably don't need very many more brushes than this, but these are the ones that I pretty much use every day, so I wanted to make sure I had these accessible. And then this one I couldn't fit in there because of the weird handle, but this is another favorite, so definitely wanted that in there. I've got an eyeshadow palette, and that's like a, I don't know, I guess like a contouring bronzing type palette that I use literally every single day. So these two I want to keep in here, and then eyelash curler right there. This is all of my like everyday makeup, so stuff that I reach for every single day and always is lost inside of that drawer from hell. So I'm excited to have this separated out and easy for me to get to. And then in this container I have other makeup that I don't use as often, but I do still use it sometimes, so I wanted it easily accessible. And then this is like skincare related stuff, so everything is all compartmentalized, and it makes me so happy, and this is going to be so much easier for me than trying to dig through this drawer. Plus, when I have the baby, not that I'm probably going to be wearing makeup after I have him, but just in case I do decide to put on some makeup while I'm in the hospital, I can just easily seal this up and it's good for travel. So everything's already packed and ready to go.
The shelf on this bathroom cabinet was covered in things that honestly I was never using, and a lot of these things are actually products that I can't use right now because I'm pregnant. So they have ingredients in them that are not safe for pregnancy, and they've just been sitting on that shelf forever, driving me insane and taking up space. So I'm removing everything from off that shelf, and I'm going to find a better way to put everything back so that it makes more sense.
Sometimes I get scared to dive into it. I want you lying next to me. Yeah, I want your body, your body too. Yeah, body too.
Because this bathroom is so small, if I have too much clutter where the eye can see, it makes the bathroom feel even that much smaller. So I wanted to really limit what I was actually putting on the shelf that was visible in the bathroom, and make sure that everything else was kind of stored away where we can close a door and it's not making you feel quite so claustrophobic.
About me 'cause you're lonely, 'cause I'm the only one around. You say you are better safe than sorry, 'cause you're too scared to hit the ground. Might seem dark, but you know that I'm
We are not doing anything fancy for this drawer, but I'm just going to put some things in there that I need to be able to access easily. So hairbrushes, clips, elastic bands, makeup remover wipes, things along those lines.
you wrap around to forget about. I don't wanna be the same thing that you left before. Do it all once more.
I have been trying to find a new vanity for this bathroom for quite some time, and I've definitely struggled to find exactly what I'm looking for. I think I have a very specific vision, but I also want to keep it within budget. I don't want to go crazy for this vanity. I really want one where the sink sits on top of the vanity. I cannot remember what that's called, but that's what I prefer. I feel like that would open up a lot more storage space down below, which would be really helpful in such a small bathroom. While I was in there, I decided to just quickly clean the bathroom, so I'm spraying down the shower so that I can wipe it out. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute since it is scrubbing bubbles, and you're supposed to let the scrubbing bubbles sit for a couple of minutes and work its magic before you scrub it away. It's funny, in a video, I want to say a couple months ago maybe, I posted a video where I had gone to Target and they gave me some of the Clorox, I think it's Scentiva samples, and I had said in the video that they smelled good or whatever, but that I wasn't going to go out of my way to buy them in the future. I was just testing out the sample, but when I was in Target, I just so happened to see the full size of them, and I decided to go ahead and buy the full-size Clorox Scentiva disinfecting wipes, and they do actually smell really good and I like them a lot.
I've been holding on, I wouldn't let you go, 'cause every time I try you find a loophole. I've been slamming the door and just leave you cold. When I come back, you've heated up the South Pole. You see my body rush for the escape, while my heart wants to stay. I run away, hit the road, ain't almost there, but I keep turning back just like a boomerang. You're like a backseat ghost telling me to stop. No matter what you do, I keep on coming back, just like a boomerang, just like a boomerang, just like a
Now we're going to go ahead and clean the kitchen. I was not planning on filming this, but I figured that I might as well and just give you guys a little bit of extra cleaning motivation in this organizing video. So we're going to empty the dishwasher and then we're going to load it right back up with dirty dishes. Like I said, this was filmed the day after Christmas, and although we did not go anywhere on Christmas, we didn't see anyone on Christmas, I still had a big mess left over from just the three of us having Christmas at home.
My head is spinning on my shoulders, so what's the use of trying, baby? All the ways they lead to you, you're like a magnet pulling me in. I run away, hit the road, ain't almost there, but I keep turning back just like a boomerang. You're like a backseat ghost telling me to stop.
Something I am so looking forward to when we do get our renovations done and I get my brand new kitchen is a different sink. This sink, I think it's because it has a hot and a cold faucet that are separate and not together. I'm not used to that. I've actually never had that in a kitchen before. In my old house, I just had one single faucet that you would turn side to side, so you could make it warm, you could make it cold, you could make it hot, any combination of the three. But now this having like a separate faucet for each, I feel like my water is either so hot it is burning your hands off or it's cold. So it's really tricky when I'm trying to hand wash dishes or rinse things. I just cannot get the temperature right, and I cannot wait to have a new sink with a new faucet that I can control the temperature a lot easier.
I'm laying down to compile it. Oh no, I see you only when you're ballin'. Oh no, I don't even care to doubt. I'll see you in a while, 'cause this time I will choose you, yeah. I'll choose. You know exactly how to look like this. Holding in a bag full of goods and these, I need a night like this.
I have been very torn about what look I'm going for when I do the renovations. I know that we are knocking down the wall where the fridge is currently, and we're going to be putting a kitchen island, and it's going to be really open. But as far as color scheme goes, I have a really hard time, and I just want to make sure that the kitchen cabinets that I pick, I'm going to be happy with for a very, very long time, if not forever. So I don't know if I want bright white. I don't know if I want a light gray. I don't know. I really don't know. I go back and forth all the time because I feel like the styles right now are constantly changing. I even saw green cabinets the other day that I thought were absolutely beautiful, but how long are those going to be in for, if you know what I mean? Are they going to go out of style? So you guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments below as far as kitchen style. Should I go classic? Should I go modern? Should I just go completely out there and do something entirely different than everybody else? My options are literally endless, and it's such a daunting thing to try and pick all of this stuff.
My dear friend, where have you been? Where have you gone? Where did you...
Now that all of the dishes were loaded up into the dishwasher or hand washed, I'm going to just dry off the ones that I hand washed and get them put away.
My dear friend, you know I give in. Been waiting so long to feel it. All of these years I've been listening. Are you all so numb? Do you still pretend? We felt the sunshine, we found the gold. We thought we'd be forever young, but now I know we can't keep floating. We have to
If you have made it this far into the video, now I'm going to show you guys the beginning of Carson's bedroom makeover. So this is what we're starting with. We actually used to have really dark furniture. We recently bought him some nice lighter furniture from Pottery Barn Kids, so that's already in his room. But the walls really needed to be painted. They were all a light shade of pink, and they've been that way since we moved in, and it was just time. Carson requested an orange room, so we picked this color from Bear, and it's called Roasted Seeds. It's kind of a muted orange, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. This actually wasn't our original plan to paint a wall orange. We were planning to do a shiplap wall and then paint that orange, but I just got too pregnant, too much time went by, and this is a project that we're going to have to save until the spring. But my husband is working on painting 3 of the walls white, and then I'm going to be painting one wall that Roasted Seeds color, and then we also added some paper dinosaur decals, which you'll see in a minute, to give him a second accent wall.
Felt I'm done with the defense. Drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess. So you were shrugging your shoulders and closed off. That's what I told.
Even though just painting the wall orange was not the original plan, it still came out really nice and it looks very cute. It adds so much life to his room. His room was just so bare, and that light pink was terrible before, so it looks a lot nicer, and I can't wait to give him that shiplap wall that we had planned before. But for now, his room looks 1,000 times better. You are supposed to let your paint cure for 30 days before you put any sort of wallpaper or stickers or anything on it, but I was impatient and I put these paper dinosaur decals on later on that night after all the paint had dried, and so far everything's fine. It's been several weeks, if not more than a month, since I did this, and everything is perfectly fine. So Carson wanted to help a little bit with putting some of these on. It took me a while to get this done because I actually didn't buy enough the first time, so I had to place a second order.
No going back, there's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights.
Now flash forward to the day that I was actually filming the rest of this video, like organizing the bathroom and everything else, and I was putting on the rest of the paper dinosaur decals because they had arrived. So hopefully you guys like Carson's room so far. I have so much planned for his room, but it's going to take us a while because baby is going to be here while I'm doing these voiceovers 1 week from today. So we have a lot going on right now, and I'm just not able to complete all the things that I really wanted to before baby got here, and that's fine. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of all over the place. Maybe it didn't make much sense to all of you. I've got organizing, got cleaning, got making over my toddler's bedroom, so many things, but I still hope that you enjoyed the video, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to come follow me over on Instagram if you don't already, and I hope you'll come back again next week for another video.
You keep me wondering, is our love strong? Just like a love song, baby, it's haunting me. Don't know what you're thinking, it's like I'm sinking deep underwater. Maybe it's harder for me. Oh, harder for me. Maybe we're over it, or maybe just lovers, 'cause under the covers, baby, you're showing me how to be fearless, so no one can hear us. You're throwing the pillars through the floor. Now put your loving on me.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another video. If you are new here, my name is Catherine. I post new videos every single week over here on my channel with cleaning and organizing motivation. So this week we're doing a little bit of a mix of both. So we're going to be doing some cleaning, and then I also had a little organization project that I wanted to do in my kitchen. So since that's the area that I really wanted to work on, I decided to start in there first. So we're just going to clear off all of the countertops, we're going to get the dishes out of the way, and then we will move on to that organization project. If you have never been to my channel before, again, my name is Catherine. I am a mom to a 4-year-old boy named Carson, and I'm currently 28 weeks pregnant with our second baby boy. We just moved into this house a couple of months ago, and we're planning a ton of work on this house, including an addition, new floors, new paint, all new kitchen makeover, and I'm very excited for all of it. So if you're interested in seeing any of that transformation, then definitely make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and you have your notification bells turned on so you don't miss any of my future uploads.
And sometimes I pretend I'm just above it all, but I want you lying next to me. Yeah, I want your body, body, body too. Yeah, body too. And baby, please don't think I'll run away from you. It's just sometimes I get scared to dive into it. I want you lying next to me.
I filmed this video a couple of weeks ago, but I was not able to post it because my son Carson came down with a double ear infection last week. It came completely out of nowhere. He had an extremely high fever for multiple days before we figured out what was actually wrong with him and got him on antibiotics. But it was a real struggle to be home with a very sick child, plus working my full-time job at home. So rough week, but things are finally looking up. Carson is feeling much better, and we're in the clear now.
Let me tell you this, let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss still burning. Didn't know I missed this passion in life. Now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other.
If you didn't already know this, I have 3 cats, and the reason I'm telling you this is because you are going to see them a lot in this video. So I have a brown tabby one, I have an orange one, and then I also have one that is gray. The gray one you'll never see, but the other 2 are out all the time now, and especially when I'm in the kitchen. My orange one has never been one to want people food, but suddenly in his old senile age, he's decided that he wants to eat everything, and he spends his entire day begging, especially when I am in the kitchen or my husband is in the kitchen. So you'll see him a lot kind of like frolicking around and frantically following after me because he thinks that I'm going to feed him, which it was definitely not time to eat, but because I was in the kitchen, that's what he does. So if any of you guys have cats that do the same thing, make sure you leave me a comment down below. One of several catch-alls in the new house is the windowsill by my kitchen sink. All kinds of little things just end up over there, so I'm just going to clear that off and get it wiped down.
Let me tell you what I found, leaving everything behind, knowing there is more in life that I want. Now I want to embrace life, you and I side by side, knowing there is more in life that I want.
Moving on to the organization project. So I got this spice bottle organizer from the Container Store, but I believe they also have it on Amazon. I have bought from Utopia on Amazon before, and I really like that brand. So this one in particular I thought was so cool because there are no tools required. It comes with everything that you need, and you also don't need special containers to put all of your spices in because this one will fit any container that you have. It is completely adjustable, and I do have some matching glass containers, but then I had a bunch of other random spices that we use like when we're grilling or maybe when I'm baking that I did not transfer over into glass containers that matched. So this was really nice because I was able to also organize those and everything fit in here nice, and it's super compact. So if you live in a small space, you could put this inside of a cabinet or you could fit it on top of a countertop. I have given a lot of ideas over the years on my channel for organizing spices, but I think this one may be one of my top favorites. I just think it's so versatile. So I'll definitely link this in my description box down below if you are looking for something similar. But this is a really affordable and easy way to organize your spices, especially if you have a larger collection. It comes with a ton of labels, pretty much any label you could imagine yourself needing, and you do not need to buy special containers to fit inside of it. I've had big plans to redo this kitchen before we get our big kitchen makeover done, but I'm starting to wonder if that is so realistic for me right now while I'm 7 months pregnant. I really wanted to epoxy the countertops, I wanted to paint the cabinets, I wanted to rip out this backsplash and put something else on that's just temporary, probably peel and stick. But as I get more pregnant, I get bigger, I get more tired, I truly don't know where I would ever find the time. It took us months just to work on the nursery alone, and then also currently we're working on making over Carson's room, so I just don't know that I have it in me to pull off a whole kitchen makeover while I'm this pregnant. And then I'm probably not going to be able to do it when I have a newborn either. I wanted to show you guys where we are currently storing all of our brooms and mops, and this is just kind of a small space organization idea. If you guys have a basement, you could hang them up in the basement like we did leading down the stairs. We also did put in 2 shelves to the left of that later on that day, but I didn't include a clip of that. And that's where we're storing all of our trash bags and things. This is very close to the kitchen, so it's easily accessible, but it gets them out of the way because you guys will see in a minute that we were storing them on top of the pellet stove. I recently started using the Swiffer Wet Jet, which has been around forever, going totally old school, but it works pretty well and I do like it. I think that eventually I want to try something else, but for now this is working. And the reason why I switched over to using the Swiffer Wet Jet is because I cannot use my steam mop on LVP flooring, and we are planning on completely replacing all of our flooring with LVP. Our poor pellet stove has seen better days. We have been using this area as a catch-all since we moved into the house, so I decided to finally tackle it. It was mostly just random trash bags, which, like I said, we ended up putting shelves leading down to the basement, and that's where we're storing them now. But I'm so glad that we finally cleared this off. We do want to start using it now that the weather is getting colder, and we do have oil in our house, which is not very cost effective. It's extremely expensive right now. So we're trying to save as much money as we can by using our pellet stove instead of the oil.
If only I had listened for a while, I would have told you I miss your smile. I thought it I can feel it grow like a body of water, seeping through the edges of my soul.
Something I almost never clean are the glass doors leading outside, so I decided to do that because I noticed they were just covered in little fingerprints, and I wanted to clean both the inside and the outside because they were both very dirty. The dining area is always so cluttered, and I think that's because it's just the first thing that you see when you walk in. So when you're walking in with a ton of bags and you just kind of throw stuff down on the table and then forget about it, it's always bad. So I wanted to make sure to really clear everything off and get everything put away and then wipe it all down too. Every time I show my dining room table, I get questions about it. So this one is actually from Article. Bought it myself. I also bought the chairs from Article, and I really like them, so I will link them down below. I think I have a section called like frequently asked for links, so if you're looking for this table or these chairs, I will make sure to link them in my description box so you can find them. This is the nicest dining set that we've ever had. I'm so happy with it. We've had a couple of dining room tables in the past back when we lived in a condo, but this one is just so pretty and it's so nice and it's such good quality. I'm really happy with it. This one will seat 6 people, but if you are looking for a bigger table, they do have this same exact table in a larger size. This is random, but if you guys are wondering about the shoes I've been wearing in this video, I recently bought pillow slides and I love them. They may not be the most attractive shoe in the entire world, but especially as I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy and my feet hurt so bad, they take a ton of pressure off my feet. So if you're someone that just has sore feet, or maybe you are pregnant too, I promise you these shoes are amazing and they will take a ton of pressure off your feet. You'll be able to get up and do a lot more because your feet will not hurt as bad. So I'll link those down below my description box as well if you guys are interested. I am obsessed with mine.
I once felt I'm done with the defense. Drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess. So you were shrugging your shoulders. I'm closed off, that's what I told you. Soon enough, everything started to change. 'Cause there's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying highs.
Here is Carson swooping in to help me grab something because bending over is getting really hard. And now I'm going to clean the windowsill in the dining room, and then I'm also going to clean the windows.
Felt like nothing could stop us. Sunsets, remember the colors. They were wrong, it was way more than a dream. Over the hillside, so right.
I thought about taking this clip out, but I thought it was just kind of funny. I could not get the screen off of this window to clean it. I was able to get the other ones off so easily, which you will see in just a second, but for some reason, this screen on this window just would not come off.
Riding on the dizzying highs. I'm standing on the dizzying highs.
Now I'm going to just vacuum up in the dining room, and then I'm also going to mop using the Swiffer Wet Jet. And if you're wondering why I would replace these hardwood floors with LVP, I'm just going to say that these hardwood floors are very old. I think they're original to the house, and we are planning on putting the LVP directly over them. So if we ever do sell this house and somebody does want the hardwood, they do have the option of ripping up the LVP and revealing the hardwood underneath. This hardwood looks pretty good on camera, but the camera hides a lot. There's a ton of dents, scratches, it just falls apart, and we have a toddler, we're soon to have another baby, and then we also have 3 cats, so hardwood is just not for us. It just gets destroyed. Just last week, Carson left something wet on the floor that I didn't notice, and it actually warped a couple of the planks of the hardwood, so I just feel like that is going to continue to happen as long as we have hardwood. So we're more of an LVP family because it is just a little bit better with kids and animals. But once we're done mopping, I am going to show you guys how gross the bottom of this Swiffer Wet Jet ends up getting, but that's going to be the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and it gave you some cleaning motivation. Again, I will link that Utopia spice organizer in my description box below. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we have tons of Christmas content, and I also have the complete nursery transformation video. Should either be up next week or the week after, and I am so excited to share that video with you guys. When I tell you this was a complete transformation, I am not kidding. This room was made over from top to bottom, and I'm so in love with the way that it turned out. Come follow me over on Instagram if you are looking for more of our day-to-day lives, and also if you want to keep up with my pregnancy as I near the end. I'm in the 3rd trimester, so excited. But thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll come back again next week for another one.